Hi, good morning. How are you? Also, I think there's spit on my chin.
Abs.
Like right
You
there.
can't open a show like that.
Hey, good
I
morning.
just did.
By the way,
Hi. That's awful. You're just trying to, survive up and not crying.
Why does anybody listen?
How are you? Because they have lives just like we do. And that's why we're all here, because we're just doing our best. I'm Amy Beth Shaver. She is Allison Sinclair. He is JP. We are the Rightside. And we have a fabulous show for you today. What are we going to cover? Well, we're going to do Yammer. But before that, we're going to do Word of the Day. After that, we're going to do a montage. We have hot flash news because this is Wednesday. And we all know what that means. What does Wednesday mean?
Going?
Where's he
going?
Did JP quit?
What do you mean you got a spillage?
What?
Y'all, okay, here's what's funny. Abs, how does this happen? We get here, we've been here for 30, 45 minutes.
Yeah.
And we still start the show like this.
This is called real life. This is not the sanitized version.
Oh, we don't have any napkins?
Do we even we have no paper towels? Nothing? I'll get some at the store.
What is happening?
After the show, before our podcast. How about that, JP? How about that?
wait.
Is that good? All right.
How about that?
Should we just turn off the camera and come back?
No.
Play the music
Absolutely
again.
not. People are tired of fake. Fake is stupid.
Yeah, I don't have the energy for fake. So,
All right.
I'm excited about today. I missed y'all. I love that we have all the things coming back. I've missed the word of the day. Didn't use one that I've learned over the weekend. Didn't.
You didn't?
I thought about using acquiesce and then
Allison.
it wasn't in the moment. It was, I need to use that word.
Okay.
Susan,
then
I'm going to use acquiesce today.
Yep. And then I just didn't. I acquiesced to my laziness and never remembered. But I did miss y'all. It's always
missed
hard
you.
to be away. How was Phil's investigation?
Investigation was great. Boom, boom. It was unbelievable, really. There were so many judges and elected officials and family. I got to meet all of JP's family, including Granny Ram.
Yes,
Hi, Granny Ram.
she did.
How you doing? It was a great day.
Forget the injunction. How did I not get to meet Granny Ram?
I know. I object that you were not there.
Is she as cute as I think she is?
She is a doll. Literal doll.
Wow.
She walks up to Amy Beth and goes, "Are you feeding him?" She goes, "Yes, ma'am." She goes, "Have you found him a wife yet?" She goes, "We're working on it." She said, "We take that job very seriously."
We do.
But that's what Granny wanted to know. And I said,
Turns out he doesn't need us.
absolutely. You don't know, when the Lord's going to do that. But we are looking. Okay. So anyway, you said you didn't eat super great food, but you had a great time with your family.
We went to Destin, and I mean, I grew up going to Destin. That's just Tennessee. You can go to South Carolina, or you can go kind of to the coast and not spend hours in the car. But it's changed so much. It's so crowded. I think all of that area, 38 down 98, is so crowded.
Yes, it is.
And it just was by the time you got to dinner, you were in such a bad mood.
You
Everybody
need
was
crackers on
yelling.
the way.
You need something that like punches everybody in the face around you. Or I don't know. I don't think that would be good, but we had a blast nonetheless. I just cannot believe how much it's changed and grown and how crowded it is.
What part of Destin?
I don't know that part.
Is it the part that's near the outlets? Or you kind of on
No.
like
We
the
were like,
old
it's
98?
actually Holiday Isle.
Yes. Okay.
It's a cool little street, a tiny little island street. And once you were back there, you were good.
But it was just getting out. Did
Yeah.
you see any sharks? That's where there have been shark sightings.
That's the problem is you don't see them.
Did you get in the water?
Well, we had double red flags. If remember when we went down there was when that
the
whatever
tropical
thingy
storm.
was coming through,
Yeah.
and y'all were getting pounded.
Yeah,
weren't
we
you?
were.
Yeah, so we had double red flags. Couldn't get in for 2 days. I've never seen waves that big down there.
Really? Did dumb people try to surf them?
One guy.
It's always that guy.
One.
Yeah.
Looked like he knew what he was doing. He looked like he had lived that life for a while, so we didn't stop.
He knew what he was getting into.
Yeah.
So he had a wetsuit on, probably.
Oh no. Just looked.
Okay, I got you. It's in my mind. Old Florida.
Yeah.
Dude.
We did go shark fishing one night. That was kind of fun.
I'm sorry. On the shore or in a boat?
On the shore. So we hired these two guys that came. They have the giantest. That's a word.
It's a new word. You heard it here first. They went fishing with the giantest poles you've ever seen.
Yeah, yeah. And the line looked like rope. It was so thick and heavy. And they would take kayaks and, well, first of all, they would take a stingray and slice it in half.
Ugh.
And do you know what I did?
Allison, I don't even
Well, you
know.
got to get up and go inspect it. So I saw its liver and its heart
cool.
and its stomach. Yeah. And then
Sick.
they tie it to the line and they get in a kayak in the middle of the night, in the middle of the shark infested water, and they kayak as fast as they can straight out. They take it a quarter of a mile out and drop
I'm
it.
sorry.
Yeah.
What?
Yeah.
Isn't this something that a drone was invented to do, just to carry it out and then let go?
Yeah, that's actually a really good idea.
If I just invented that, I patent it right now off the bat.
No, that's a really good idea.
But they paddled.
And the
Wow.
guy that was paddling though, y'all, this was weird. He had on waders. I'm like, why do you have on waders? Because if you fall in,
I'm not for that.
unless you can eject
He's
quickly,
dead.
you're stuck with the sharks and the chopped up stingray.
Ugh.
But we caught like a 10-foot lemon shark.
I don't
I'll have
even
to send
know
y'all
what a
pictures.
lemon shark
It's
looks like. I just know a nurse shark.
I don't know why it's called lemon shark.
It doesn't look like a lemon.
Maybe if you cut into it, it smells like a lemon. Maybe it likes lemons.
Nothing smelled like lemons that night.
Ugh.
But that was fun. Didn't see any sharks. Lots of big waves. Destin was crazy.
Oh,
Okay,
lemon
yeah,
heavens.
that's what it looked like, which looks kind of scary.
That's enormous. Whose idea was it to do this? This sounds like something my
Gerard.
brother-in-law would do because he's a huge fisherman and he goes deep sea fishing and blah, blah, blah. It's time for his annual deep sea fishing trip in like a few weeks. So is this Gerard's idea or Gerard's dad?
This was Jared's sister.
Oh, I am
She likes
so
to do this kind
impressed
of
with
stuff.
her. Okay.
But of course, they reel in the shark. You're there from like 7 to 11 because you got to do it at night. The one time we went back, or me and two other people went back to go potty at the house, it was just a few seconds away.
They caught it.
They caught it.
Mhm.
But apparently when they got it up on shore, the guy was like, no, don't touch him because you got to reach in and get the hook out.
Yeah.
Up. Oh, this is, come on, guys.
And the guy was like, don't, nobody move. He's about to whatever, thrash around and bite your arm off. And he could tell by the way the shark was moving what its next move would be. Anyway, then they had to hold it and get the, there is a video of it. Okay. Sharks are in the water, y'all. I don't know if you knew that.
Sharks do be in the water.
They do be down there.
And I'm glad you're not eating.
No,
by
I was in the
one.
potty. Missed the whole thing.
I mean, okay.
Missed the whole thing.
Glad you're back safely.
But it was great. I did miss y'all.
We missed you.
I feel like a lot happened, but maybe I just made that up.
I don't know that a lot happened. Maybe news-wise.
Not a lot news-wise.
Not even a lot news-wise.
I
Because,
feel like a lot happened in our lives, maybe.
yeah, perhaps.
Do you care to expand?
I don't know what you're talking
JP,
about.
you wanna have a little session?
Nah, I don't know what
No,
you're
Nothing.
talking about.
session
What
out?
else? What else happened?
Look at Ab saving you.
I don't even know what else
You know,
happened.
we're at war. Or maybe not. Maybe we're not at war. That's what happened.
Well, did y'all see that Donald Trump? Have y'all looked into the housing bill?
Nope.
Oh, okay. Maybe we'll get into that later.
It's been the post runoff wake. So Amy Beth and I enjoyed 2 or 3 days of talking about evergreen foundational topics. Like, did we tackle Pride? We talked MLB and the Pride hats.
We did.
We
and
also-
then yesterday, I did that for my allegedly.
Yes, we did do allegedly yesterday. We had a great conversation about Tucker Carlson saying he's leaving the Republican Party, but segued that into a when do we make the like? Where's the line crossed when Republicans don't do enough and the inaction is too much? Where you say I'm done. So that was a good conversation. I had a good conversation with Scott Buttram. There was one more foundational like evergreen topic we had last week. I can't remember it off the top of my head that I thought was really good. So
Muslims?
No.
Slavery?
It had to do with Christians engaging, I think.
It was. That was it.
So it was good.
I of course left my notes at home, but yeah, that sounds fair because we didn't even get into the fatherlessness because yesterday was heavy. Because on the one hand, we talked about Tucker, and on the other hand, we talked about all the lies, the demonstrably false things he's spreading. And so it was kind of a good conversation. On one hand, we agreed it was layered, but then on the other, you're like, come on, man. And then come to find out, because one of the big things that he said yesterday was, I've been a Republican all my life. He only switched parties in 2020. So he's got his own situation going on. And then there's all the new news today. There's a lot of news today.
I do have a question, though. Did y'all celebrate Juneteenth?
No, but you did.
Yeah, because you took off.
Y'all had a Juneteenth beach trip.
We did.
You took off.
Oh, well, actually, I didn't know it, but Jennings is doing an internship and they all got off for Juneteenth. So I kind of started thinking, why don't we get off for Juneteenth?
You know what's so
we should
funny?
Get off next year.
Yeah.
I totally messed it up because we were going to start the show and I had the idea we were going to start the show and be like, sorry guys, Allison's celebrating Juneteenth. We didn't do it. We get to the end of the Caitlin Bussey interview and it's the end of it. And she goes, so how are y'all celebrating Juneteenth? And I go, oh no.
Yeah,
I
forgot. And I totally forgot even to reach out to Jennifer O'Connell to have a conversation about that.
That would have been so good.
Because she has a really good take on it. She is like, look, celebrate if you want to celebrate, but also just an article from a couple of years ago, actually, make sure though that it is tied to all the good things that have happened, like that it was the Republicans on their way to tell the Democrats that they can let their people go. And so it's a very deep article from 2023, and I found it and we didn't get to talk about it, but I really liked her take on it. She's like, it's not wrong, but tie it to the right things. And I'm like, ooh, that's deep.
I think what's weird is that it's a celebration. It's a holiday. It's a Juneteenth to remember you're free. But then every video I saw while I was on the beach and trying to see, how you can't see well.
Yes.
You're
it's blind.
Really
you're beach blind.
iPhone, do something about that, Apple. Was like them still in chains and blood and so depressing and all the terrible things that happen. Isn't it supposed to be, hey, we're equal. We made it through and we can go on and do great things. But it was so depressing.
That was Jennifer's take from a couple of years ago. And the people that I follow, that was their take as well. Like,
weird.
Celebrate, but celebrate that like you have nothing holding you back except yourself.
And literally. And it was like ball and chain.
I saw that in Atlanta. They were doing this whole freedom walk, and I'm like, guys, like,
how about some fireworks?
Guys, we understand and we appreciate that, but really insisting. And then the other question, the uncomfortable question, is who's keeping that all going? It's not the Republicans. That's all I'm going to say. But Chad Jackson says, really and truly, it's not a left-right issue. It's a right-wrong issue. And who is a most free issue? And I thought that's also an interesting take.
Sorry.
What?
Why are you laughing?
I know, because I just came up with a joke.
Oh, dear. Should
it
be said off air?
Well, I was just going to say, Amy Beth, I was going to talk to the one half of Amy Beth, how it feels about the other half of Amy Beth oppressing it on Juneteenth.
It's a good question. It's a real good question, JP.
The best part about Abs is that she probably wouldn't have even known it was Juneteenth unless
unless
maybe we
a
talked
couple
about
years
it
ago. I wouldn't have known.
But even now, it's not. It doesn't define you. It's kind of like this whole Pride Month gay thing. You are so much more than that. Why does that have to be your entire identity? And so I think the healthiest people are just kind of like, yeah, that's who I am. Can we go to lunch?
Mhm.
I think, and I've said before, and I appreciate that thought because my parents didn't know, so I was raised as a human. And then I heard a pastor this weekend who just so happens to be Black. And it's important that I'm saying this because he's out there preaching this with Lionhearted Ministries going, God does not see color. He does not see race. That is unbiblical that we have a continued obsession because it's allowing us to be divided when in God's eyes, the only thing he sees is, are you surrendered and submitted to me or not? That's what he sees. And so that's the thing that I keep coming back to is we recognize and celebrate differences, but if God doesn't celebrate the difference, why do we? I'm just asking.
Yeah.
So
unfortunately, increasingly, more and more of America does not have our worldview, and they can't even fathom that, which is really sad. The other thing I kind of kept up with, and I can't remember if it's in the montage or not. I think it is. What happened in New York? With the election, the socialists, all three of Mamdani socialists winning.
Yeah.
Terrifying. Terrifying. And it's like this whole section of, I don't even know. I was about to say Americans. I'm beginning to think they're not actually, they live in America, but they are not Americans.
Yep. And that's that is the crux of the entire conversation is what even does it mean to be an American?
Well, it doesn't mean you come here and say you forgot your napkin and then wipe your dirty hands on the American flag, like one of them that won, that was her post from a few years ago. She's about to be elected to Congress. It's just, we live in a really weird country right now, and then everything going on in England. I hope we're going to talk about what's happening in Texas.
Yes.
And in Birmingham.
Do you remember when we first had that conversation on our old show 4 years ago?
I caught your mic right. I knew she was going to do that.
Hold on. Let her have one more time because she's going to cough. Do you remember, Allison, when we brought that up and people thought that was the dumbest idea? And they said, that can't happen. There cannot be cities that are Muslim. Like, we had this conversation. And it was from Amy Meck, I think, even back then. And it was about what was going on there. And we talked about it. And I think the pushback was, that's impossible. No, it's not impossible. And you are going to be sick when you hear what's happening here. Because the greater conversation that Meg Basham brings up along with it, because Allison posted it last night for our group, and we will talk about it, is this idea of who is the stranger, and the church and what liberal churches have pushed us to believe about the stranger versus what God says, even down to assimilating into his kingdom. There are requirements, and there are requirements coming into our land. And so the place where people are getting confused, especially Christians, is who's the stranger? Well, it's certainly not the one that wants to kill you. Those are not the ones that we want to accept. And yet that's exactly what we've done. So there's this whole thing in that conversation.
I hope we get into it because we're in for a world of hurt people. And my guess is if things don't stop, in 10 years, blue cities will look like Iran. And in 20 years, most of America will look like that, the same. They are clearly stating it when we go over that. They are telling us what they are here to do, and we are inviting it in with open arms. And if Texas and New York don't give you a wake-up call, and then what we're going to talk to you about that's happening in Birmingham, maybe the hijab that you are forced to wear will.
Just an aside, we are just in our prime, okay, but we're too hot to wear those. And I mean like sweaty.
They look like they're made of polyester.
I
Which is-
absolutely will not be wearing one of those, and
No.
neither will you.
No.
What if Sheen makes one? What if Sheen makes one
They
that's
do make
Actually,
super-
they do, and they've shown up on our feed. Just wait until the end of the day. I bet it'll do like it did before when we had our initial conversation.
Scary. But
What do you want to put a pin in that and do yammer for 5 minutes?
I think we should yammer for less.
Okay.
All
If
right.
we want to do a 3,
Our 3 is going to be on this topic. I'll call it. How about that?
how about that?
How about that? And then we can do a quick yammer.
How about that?
Because you want us to do a quick yammer.
Oh,
and we
wait.
can.
I don't need
We
that.
can.
Okay.
I'm going to get my yammer out so fast y'all are going to die.
My yammer is going to be faster than your yammer.
My yammer is so fast, JP. Do the intro.
Yammer.
Did you know that Alabama is going to have a catfish trail? 50 places, restaurants, markets, venues, fishing, a catfish trail in Alabama. Ta-da.
But I have questions. But we
Allison!
can't yammer. Okay. I mean, where is it? Where is it?
All over the state. It's a trail like Robert Trent Jones Golf, but for catfish.
Can we eat them?
Yeah, we can eat them.
You can keep them.
You can also keep them.
Do you-
Apparently, I have great catfishing right outside of my lake.
Okay, we're
Yes.
going.
So you're going to come up when it's open. When we open it and celebrate, we're going to fish.
Got it.
Okay.
Whose turn is it?
Okay. Here it is. This sums up America. I'm going to read it twice. No other comments. I'm reading it twice. Report. Female cop shoots Jewish rabbi outside Pornhub office in Canada while hiding from Marxist gunman who killed immigrant officer named Muhammad.
Repeat.
Female cop shoots Jewish rabbi outside Pornhub office in Canada while hiding from Marxist gunman who killed immigrant officer named Muhammad. America in one sentence, people. Even though it's Canada.
Anywho, do you want to take a guess about the top 3 counties in Alabama that had real turnout? First of all, what is real turnout?
I'm having to close
Real
my eyes.
ID voter turnout.
I don't know. There's some stat that has a because there's turnout and then there's real turnout according to Yellowhammer News. But
REAL.
yes,
I don't know what real turnout is. It like, do we have fake people? Are we talking about the ghosts that vote, the dead people?
If that one address.
I don't know. But what do you, if whatever real turnout means, what's the top 3 counties in real turnout you would say in Alabama?
Jefferson, Madison, Mobile.
Okay, what about you? Don't look at the screen.
I
see you.
can see that. But
Allison!
but is it percentage wise, like percentage
Just
of
say
population
the
or
county.
numbers?
It's total votes.
Total votes.
Yeah.
Well, then it's got to see. I don't like that statistic because
Because there's more people in certain counties.
yes, so it's got to be what Ab said.
Okay, you're close. Jefferson, Madison. Well, I guess Baldwin County is Mobile, but it's not Mobile County. It's Baldwin County. But those are the 3.
Jefferson, what?
Jefferson, Madison, Baldwin.
Oh,
Okay.
see, there you go. Wait, go back. Go. What? Go.
Actually,
Top
there is a
10
Mobile County
counties
and a
by
Baldwin
percent.
County.
Percentage is better.
Okay.
See, you'll never guess these.
do
Okay.
that
No, blunt's bad. I take it off. I would like to say Tuscaloosa County, Jefferson County, Shelby County. I'm just making up names now. Etowah County and Cleburne County.
Well, I can see it. So I'm not going to guess, but I am shocked at the answers.
You can't see the top 3 though. 'cause
Say
my
it.
hand's coming.
Fayette, Washington, and Walker.
Washington's one of the oldest counties in Alabama.
How did you
What?
see that?
I have eyeballs and it's very
It's
big.
large.
Okay, but where is Shelby County? This is embarrassing. No Shelby County. This is why the communists win, y'all. This is why
Did I say Marshall? I didn't say Marshall.
this is bad.
Hey, but I was close on the Washington County because Okay. All right. It's not great. I mean, it's great for them. But
Fayette with 28% turnout.
This
That's
is
pretty good.
This is total Democrat and Republican, and these are just Republican.
Yeah.
you know how we figured out how we could get people to the polls? Not give them their season tickets to Auburn or Alabama games until they voted.
Or if you vote, you get season tickets.
Something.
It's going to take massive amounts of money, tickets. Sad. Not even just not wearing a hijab is enough to motivate. Hijab?
I don't know.
Okay, we'll be back.
So we're going to spend a minute talking about something that's been around for quite some time. Larry Taunton has covered this. Probably the first time I heard about it was many years ago. He started talking about the Rotherham rape gangs in 2015. The original report of something happening was in 2012. But it appears that the initial incident was back in the 1950s, and then it grew from there. I'm only going to share a few things that happened out of these reports with you. It's all over Twitter, and it's makes you want to vomit. But this is real survivors, and their testimony is in the report. Rupert Lowe is the one. He is an MP. He's the one that put this together, spearheaded it. There's a lot of people along the way. You can read the report. I think it's 219 pages. I probably only got to about page 30. So girls were
I can't.
I'm just gonna have to click on it because what was listed there is so terrible. It's hard to read it. But let me get to some of the pages. So the acknowledgement is that Rupert Lowe says in the report, Britain doesn't have a racism problem, it has an immigration problem. And these rape gangs are perpetrated, as Rupert Lowe says, chiefly by Pakistani Muslim men against vulnerable young white women and girls in community up and down their country. But a single court transcript from one such horrific case, amplified by Elon Musk, early last year set into motion a long overdue national reckoning on the matter that inspired over 20,000 British patriots to help fund the rape gang inquiry. So he goes through the history of it and of what's going on. But this statement by Albert Einstein stopped me in my tracks. I'd never heard it before, but he said, the world is a dangerous place to live, not because of the people who are evil, but because of the people who don't do anything about it. And so there are pages and pages of laying it out, an executive summary.
You need to go back and read that list.
All right.
If you don't want to do it, I'll do it.
No, I'll do it. Let me go back. So the list is, there's so many lists, guys, but here's what happened. A baby was abused and had cigarettes stubbed out on it while the mother was forced to watch. The baby was then killed. This is from firsthand testimony. Girls were set on fire. Girls were sent to red rooms to be tortured, some of them killed, some of it live streamed. One girl was raped by a dog while men bet on whether it would vaginally or anally rape her. Girls were forced to have abortions with knitting needles. Glass bottles, keys, baseball bats, and other objects were forced inside, some shattering. Girls were gang raped by dozens of men at a time in party houses. And these party houses were set up because they would lure girls around age 13 at a school, a little bit younger than that. Then they would groom them with alcohol and cigarettes. And then they would take them to these homes. Girls talked about what happened to them on school campuses, but schools didn't do anything about it. And some of them report being taken to these red rooms where they were raped. Some of these girls ended up being transported to Pakistan for Muslim marriage. Allison, would you read some of those too?
Do you want me to start there?
Yeah.
Girls were whipped, hung upside down, suffocated, and urinated on. Girls as young as 5 or 6 were tied up and abused. Girls were locked in dog cages. Girls were branded with M for Muhammad. Girls were threatened with being killed and fed to pigs. Girls were mocked for wearing a crucifix during the rapes. And it goes on to say all this was carried out predominantly by South Asian Pakistani men, with smaller numbers from Somalia, Iran, Syria, Turkey, Bangladesh, and Iraq.
We're not necessarily breaking the law, but we are willing to when it comes to certain things.
Breaking the wall.
That's a good song. All right. So before we go into the montage, which has plenty of good stories today, and before we get into the second hour and do a 3 on what's going on in Alabama in regards to Islam, and I promise you don't want to miss that. You just don't. We have the word of the day.
3, 2, 1.
Guys, I memorized our word of the day today.
Okay.
So Allison wouldn't cheat.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Okay,
basically. Okay. Hold on. Don't look. I memorized
My
it, but I still
eyeballs
need
are
to go back.
shut.
Okay. This refers to a group of famous or notable people or things. It also refers to the officially recognized God's little g of a particular people. And finally, you will all know what I'm saying when I say this, as well as the Roman. It's not the Parthenon, it's the Roman. Anyone?
Oh,
It's
Panagram?
Pantheon.
Pantheon.
It's Pantheon. Pantheon. With her induction into the Rock and Roll Hall of Fame, the distinguished bassist and songwriter joined a pantheon of musical legends.
I never knew what that meant.
It's a word, pantheon. Important, fancy, special. Also, a group of gods. Also, that building that we chose not to wait in line to see when we were
It's not
in
that
Rome.
great.
I mean, you've got to be in there, on May 1st to see the light go through the building, and that's it.
It's just not that great.
The doors are old. It's gorgeous.
Wait. You're talking about the Parthenon?
The Pantheon in Rome, not the Parthenon. That's pretty awesome too. But the Pantheon.
We ate
Pantheon.
Food right in front of the Parthenon in Rome. It's pretty cool.
Yeah.
You have to eat spaghetti and meatballs right in front of the Parthenon.
Guys, I call a trip.
Speaking of trip,
Yes, where are we going?
well, on the way back from the beach yesterday, I meant to tell y'all this. We stopped in Enterprise for lunch.
Oh, did you find the boll weevil?
Oh, I did tell y'all. We never saw the boll weevil. I
Allison,
wanted
it's
to
in the
see
middle
it.
of the town.
I don't know how we missed it. We
Like
drove
there's a
straight through.
circle. There's
Yeah,
a circle
we missed
in the
the whole
middle of
thing.
town.
Look, we were kind of in a hurry. I would have asked Jared to turn around, but we stopped and we went to lunch at the Butcher's Daughter.
How was it?
The best sandwich I've ever had, but it confirmed that we have to do an Alabama road trip.
Okay.
It was the cutest. I'd never been to Enterprise, never been through it. Cutest little town. You would have thought it was a Saturday. Families everywhere. I mean, just hustle and bustle, and it was clean, and it was so cute. So cute. So we must travel.
Okay, we'll travel because
Maybe
I've
not
got,
to Rome, but to Enterprise.
Hey, let's go to Enterprise. Let's go to Florence. There are so many good things there. We need to take a Muscle Shoals sound tour.
What does that mean?
Well, it's
You
where
know
lots
where-
of famous music has been created, and it's in Muscle Shoals.
I'm making our list of cities, so I need listeners to text in and tell
Florence,
us
Muscle
where-
Shoals, Enterprise. We want to go to Andalusia. We want to take a home tour in Andalusia.
Okay.
Then anybody want to go to Aliceville and take a tour of that
Coleman?
one building that's got a ghost burned into the window?
Excuse me.
That's it. Well, yeah, they'll know. Somebody's going to text us about it. And let's go to Old Cahaba, which is
Where are
right
these
outside.
places.
Well, it's right outside. It's kind of near.
Fairhope?
Oh, we got to go to Fairhope.
Old Cahaba?
CAW.
Kawaba.
Cahaba. HABA.
Okay.
It's where one of the capitals of the Confederacy was, and they were going to move the state capital. And there may be some ruins there, but apparently we need to go.
Okay.
I've always wanted to go.
We got a lot to do. Are we doing this in one trip?
We can do what we want.
We do what we want.
I think we do it in one trip.
Also, we should thank Wes Allen for the idea.
Thanks, Wes.
We do need to reach out to him because we have to nail him down on his favorite place in Alabama.
Yeah, he didn't give an answer.
And
Wait,
we're
he
going to go
didn't?
there.
No.
Oh, yeah, you weren't here. He just said he couldn't do it because he was talking about visiting all the counties, and then he just said he couldn't pick a favorite one. But we're going to get him to tell us, and we're going there.
But he did say, y'all need to take Rightside on the road.
Okay,
Yep, we're
we'll
gonna
go
do
on
it.
the road.
All right, I'm making a list. If anybody would like to add to it, please text us. Gen Z, word of the day?
Gen Z
Gen
word of
Z
the
day?
day. This word describes a person, object, or experience as exceptionally outstanding, the absolute best, or legendary.
Absolute best or legendary.
It's an acronym.
The goat.
Goat or goated. Something
Goated.
can be goated.
Isn't there a song?
You absolutely crushed that presentation. You're goated. This pizza is completely goated. That new weapon in the game is so goated. Yeah. So,
When did we add ED on the end of goat?
whenever Gen Z decided to just make it a adjective. Instead of the goats, something is goated.
Okay.
It's like,
I like
you're
it.
crowned.
Okay.
You're goated.
Speaking of crowned and goated, am I the only one? Because my husband was watching the draft last night. Did you guys watch the draft?
I didn't. I kept up with it though.
It was a good night.
I was waiting for Phylon to get drafted.
What? No.
The
Missed
NBA.
it.
It was great. We had, especially Will, Yaxel Lindenberg, who had been at UAB, then went to Michigan, and now Dusty May is with some team,
The
Houston
Mavericks.
But anyway, Yax went to a different team, but it was fun to watch because the boys last night, it seemed different than in years past. They were very grateful. They brought their whole family up with them while they interviewed them. Like it was a very, very much a family affair. And it kind of gave you a little bit of renewed hope because they thanked their dads, they thanked their moms. The moms were crying, but they all came up together. The majority of the kids had both parents. It was precious. That was a good part about it. Anyway, that's all.
Interesting.
Yeah. There you go.
I didn't even know there was a draft.
It's okay.
I'm sorry.
That's all right.
All right, keep up.
All right. JP,
Yes, ma'am.
is you ready?
You got that there
Yes.
montage.
Hey, yeah. Hey, this is a new voice we could try.
I kind of like it.
I kind of like mine, but this is kind of good. What are we doing? I mean, we just kind of have a whole different accent.
It's like it just came out of nowhere.
I know. I don't know what's happening. It's hurting my stomach.
Kind of scared.
I'm a little scared. What's happening to us, Sinclair? Our voices are the same. We're just like sisters from another mister. What part of the state we from? Are we up from like North Tennessee? I don't know.
Oh, my eyes are gonna start burning again.
Your voices are gonna get stuck.
I think they are. We're sorry.
I need some toilet paper.
I need some toilet paper too.
Anybody got tissue?
I ain't got no tissue in the thing we doing after the show. We're gonna need a lot of tissue from a friend's story. So
Okay.
Okay. All
I
right.
can't see.
Oh, Lord.
Hold on. We might
Bless it.
gotta break.
We haven't even gotten to the montage.
Legit can't see. I can't watch the montage.
Alice's mascara is running.
Oh,
Okay.
okay. Well, hurry. Hit the play button right
You
now.
want me to
so
run
I can
downstairs?
say it.
You want me to run downstairs and get to
Yeah, but I mean, go ahead. Unless you want to go to break, give me a minute.
Okay.
Well, in part by that statement, but also in part by information that we've gathered, there appear to be multiple violations that have taken place here. One is information has been provided to investors that appears to be misleading. Another is they appear to be in violation of fair housing laws. Also, we found that, they talk about doing all this building, but they don't have any building permits to actually do any building, and they have challenges even getting those building permits.
Yeah, and that's, I always think of myself as a Christian who hates Christianity, right? And I always get drawn back into it.
Senator, it looks like passing the buck to the San Francisco Giants from Major League Baseball.
Well, it looks like they're admitting that they're wrong, Will, which is exactly the case. I mean, the commissioner admitted in that letter that he should not have warned, quote unquote, the players, that in fact they are entitled to not wear the uniforms. They are entitled to express their religious beliefs. And he said, as you just quoted, no player will ever be disciplined or fined for their religious beliefs.
I hope they find it. I mean, Savannah's gone through that family's gone through hell, but I hope they find it.
All of this, as sources tell Fox News, the second purported ransom note sent to the family indicated Nancy had died.
I went through every one of those hearings and listened to Anthony Fauci lie to the American people for basically a year and a half, 2 years. And he should be in prison.
Strong work, JP. Bravo.
Oh, that's really good. I missed the middle part, but what was that story?
Nancy Guthrie,
Right before that.
Josh Hawley, and the MLB.
Josh Hawley, MLB. Yeah, that's a stacked montage.
We briefly talked about the MLB backtracking yesterday, but Josh Hawley was one of the main senators that was fighting the MLB on it, and he went on Will Kane last night and kind of declared a victory.
Yeah, you'll get your butt sued. You can't do that, stupid idiot dummies.
I said it yesterday. I shall say it again. The internet is forever. And when you say something forcefully or give warnings that are meant to threaten, because isn't that what a warning does? And then act like, you're just silly.
So did the MLB actually come out and make a statement that said...
Rob Manfred did.
Did. Okay. I didn't know if that was like just rumors.
No, the commissioner came out and here, I'll find his exact statement if y'all want to.
Yeah, that'd be great.
Pontificating while I find it.
So do you think it was the threat of lawsuit? Because, Rob Schneider and a few people had said, we will pay the legal fees if you want to sue the MLB. Do you think it was that? Do you think it was the public backlash? Do you think they actually had a change of heart and had guilt?
I think... Here, I'll read his statement first, and then I'll pontificate.
Is this the first statement?
Yes, this is Rob Manfred, the MLB commissioner's statement, talking about they're not going to pursue finding them.
Oh, no. I'm saying, did they come out at the very beginning when they came out with the Bible verse on?
No, they didn't say anything
publicly.
They didn't say anything publicly.
It was just rumors.
It was just reports that the MLB warned them.
Okay.
I don't know if any of the players said that or not, but that was, the MLB itself didn't say anything. But Manfred said, this policy is enforced without regard to the substance of the messaging. The rationale for the policy, talking about not being allowed to write things on hats, is that the league does not desire for its players to become messengers for political or social issues while in uniform playing baseball games, because many messages have the potential to offend some segments of our fan base. Even if that was not the intent of the player. MLB's policy must be uniformly enforced regardless of the message in order for it to survive legal challenge, which means prohibiting both the positive message and the negative message. It says, by warning the Giants players that they may not include Bible verses on their caps in the future, MLB was not discriminating or chastising those players based on their religious beliefs. Rather, MLB was enforcing with an oral warning a long-standing collectively bargained rule that keeps uniforms clean and avoids controversy. The rule has been similarly applied to a variety of messages, some as innocuous as messages to a player's mother or honoring a deceased friend. And then here's the last part of it. It says, we understand that some players or other on-field personnel have not been comfortable wearing the pride emblem on their uniform based on their religious beliefs. As a league, we agree the principle that players or other club employees at their place of work should not be compelled to participate in a celebratory event, particularly by wearing something on their person, if such participation would violate their sincere religious beliefs or values. And then it says, unfortunately, this year, the Giants' communication with players was inadequate and not clear. Some players apparently did not understand that they had the option to not wear their normal uniform and elected to add messages to their hats bearing the pride logo as a result. The players were neither fined nor disciplined, nor will they ever be. So pretty much said that it's a uniform rule. We weren't just specifically picking out the Bible verses and the Christian players. And I guess the Giants didn't properly tell them they could have just worn their normal uniform. So because they weren't properly informed, we won't fine them. So, yeah.
Go back and read the first part, though, because he is so contradictory from the beginning to the end. We don't want to use let's see, what did he say? We don't want to use our uniform should never make political or whatever statements, blah, 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 blah. Yet we're going to put pride flags, tranny flags, BLM flags all over our uniforms.
Yes. So it says, this policy is enforced without regard to the substance of the messaging. The rationale for the policy is that the league does not desire for its players to become messengers for political or social issues while in uniform playing baseball games, because many messages have the potential to affect.
Just stop there and heed your own words and leave politics and tranny flags out of it. It's not that hard. We just want to watch baseball.
Thank you.
I don't want to think about who you're with in your bedroom or what furry you are, or when your top surgery is. I'm sorry. But seriously, that is just play baseball.
Yeah, and actually, I think we read yesterday during allegedly that apparently the MLB made it a uniform rule. Like you could have pride nights, but they made it a rule, excuse me, across the league that you couldn't have pride uniforms. But the Dodgers and the Giants got a grandfathered in exception because apparently those fan bases have a very large LGBTQ fan base.
So when the Muslims want to set up their own city, there's a lot of them here. So we're just going to let them.
Yeah, that was essentially like, okay, you can't do that, but you two, I guess you can, since you got a massive gay fan base. So we'll let you do it, but no Bible verses.
Well, and also don't forget, like Allison mentioned, we talked about yesterday, the BLM, they allowed lots of things for BLM. So they just make up their own rules and they got caught threatening, didn't expect a backlash. Narcissists hate being exposed. They were exposed and then, oops, you're actually free. It's fine. Basically.
It's so gaslighting. Mm-hmm. I mean, that rule's always been there. You always had a choice to not wear it. What? I'm pretty sure if they knew they had a choice, or if it had ever been communicated to them, they wouldn't have put on the pride flag hat. But they didn't think they had a choice because actually they didn't.
Right.
And you know what? I actually would prefer them to do what they did than to not wear it. Because that honestly makes a bigger stand, in my opinion.
Mm-hmm.
So let's talk about Auburn.
Yeah.
Auburn's in the whole thing because Butch Thompson, who is the GOAT, man, what he's done with that baseball program. But clearly, maybe this was the impetus for them wanting to wear their Jesus One practice uniforms. Now they've got the Freedom from Religion groups coming after them. What's going to happen there?
Nothing. It's Auburn.
When you say nothing, you mean?
I mean, Auburn's not going to change because of Butch and the boys, and nobody's making them wear those practice uniforms. It's also, I think ultimately they picked on the wrong group of people, because you've got a group of very bold for their faith young men who are going to do what they want to do. Nobody's forcing them to do anything. And then we came back around to asking this question, which is what I hope some of the young men will ask. And Freedom from Religion Foundation really means they're atheist or agnostics. What do you care what I wear on my uniform if there's no God that exists in the first place? Why do you care that I wear something that says this if he's not real?
Good point.
Just asking. What will happen then? So, and it was, we all remember in the beginning when this country was founded, separation of church and state was never in the Constitution. We all know that. You know that. But it was this, the churches were protected from the state and not the other way around. So they've got it all twisted. Also, they can never answer the question, who cares what somebody wears? Let them wear what they want. But you hate it when it's Jesus. If it were for Muhammad, would they say a word? JP brought that up yesterday.
Well, devil's advocate. I mean, what if they had all come out in Pride t-shirts?
Right. Where's the Freedom from Pride Foundation? And that's my thing too. And I mentioned this yesterday. I mean, I went to a Christian school and we prayed before in every game and practice. And like we would minister to those. I mean, there were some people that even at Christian schools that weren't full Christian, they weren't fully won over, I guess. And it wouldn't have been a thing, like they wouldn't have been bullied or wouldn't have been ostracized from the team if they didn't want to wear, I don't know, if we had specific Christian things, we would minister to them. We wouldn't like ostracize them. It wouldn't be like, they'd still be our friend and teammate. So the whole premise from the Freedom from Religion Foundation, is that the name of it? Mm-hmm. Is that, oh, well, they don't feel included and they're going to be bullied and kicked off the team. It's like, no, we want to bring them over to our side. But if somebody, you know, if a teammate said, hey, you know, I'm not really there yet, maybe that I don't want to wear, like it would not have been a visceral reaction of, okay, you know what? We hope you get there. We're still going to be here for you. But if you don't feel comfortable, then that's okay. But we're still going to minister to you and be your teammate and love you. So that whole premise that they want, it's anti-Christian. They use the premise of, well, we want everybody to feel included and not left out, but it's really just hostile to Christianity. They just don't like seeing the crosses and that Jesus won. That's the real part. Because yeah, if it was Muhammad won or something, they wouldn't touch it with a 10-foot pole.
But how would we feel if the players decided to get together and wear Pride shirts or Muhammad won shirts?
Yeah, we'd say, I'm not wearing that.
No, but I mean, would we say they have the freedom to do that?
They do. But also us as Christians can be like, yeah, I'm not participating in that.
Right.
So it's not under compulsion versus the Freedom from Religion is trying to compel everyone to fall in line with what they want versus here's a shirt, you can wear it or not.
Yeah.
So it's the matter of the will.
Well, I think it's also what y'all were saying, the hypocrisy of it. Everybody else can get a pass, but you throw Jesus out there, we're coming after you.
Yeah.
When we come back, we have so much more to cover. Nancy Guthrie, Talarico, what is happening in Texas and Alabama with Sharia law and Islam. We'll be back. And yet perpetrators were let off. Authorities turned a blind eye, and it continues to this day because people are scared of being called racist. And it's hard to read, and I guess we probably should have given a warning if there are kids around before we read that. But that's the reality, and that is what we are actively allowing to stay in our country. That is what many Christians and conservatives and true Americans are saying, but we need to be nice. We don't want to be called racist. But the church says love everybody. No, that is not loving to allow your girls, your citizens, your people that you are called to protect to be treated like that. It's exactly why the Crusades happened, because at some point they were like, okay, yeah, you're coming in. What, we're just supposed to sit here? People, the Crusades get such a bad rap. But you're watching your wives and your daughters and your sisters be raped and killed and tortured. It's exactly what's happening in Britain right now. How will they respond? Apparently, they are turning a blind eye. And then you go to, this is kind of really good timing for them to take the internet away from all these young kids. So they can't see, hey, this is wrong. Hey, we have a way out. Hey, the rest of the world isn't allowing this. They are trying to normalize what is happening, and it is disgusting.
They are going to attempt to bring to justice those involved, but it's going to have to start at the top. It was mainly Keir Starmer and his party, but there are very many conservatives, they say, that also turned a blind eye. But it is also what Allison said. They started their immigration in 1948, and then it grew from there. We have to take, number one, we have to pray for these girls and the brave people who are coming forward to tell their stories, because their stories are in there, actual testimony. Britain is aware, but from the top down, they all need to be prosecuted. But and they believe that the number 250,000, and there was a math equation in that and how they arrived at that number, but they are saying that's an underreported number. So we are looking at Britain. They have had that problem. They are going to have to deal with this. But the underlying foundation is immigration, and it's immigration not with people who want to become a melting pot and British citizens. It's for people who want to maintain their own communities and their own hideous way of living. And that's what we have to look out for here. Because as Allison and I are deep diving into history, we want to share with you Allie Beth Stuckey's podcast with Raymond Ibrahim.
So good.
It's from last year, Raymond Ibrahim. Go find it. I was working in my backyard when I was listening to it, and sometimes had to stop and think, oh my gosh, what are we doing? Evil will continue if we choose to turn a blind eye. There is no neutral here. If you just go off of the books and the beliefs, because these girls, as I was reading part of the rape gang report, were called kafirs, which were basically the infidels' dirty dogs. Muslim men believe that they have the right to abuse women. They believe this. They believe that infidels can be their sex slaves or whatever they want them to be. This is in their own book. We've done our homework. We're continuing to do our homework. This is their belief. What are we doing befriending a religion that from the time it began until now conquers and destroys, and it subjugates and it abuses? What are we doing? Yes, we can minister to and preach the gospel. Yes. But to willingly invite this in, what are we doing? We have too much evidence and too much history, don't we?
Yes. And as you're talking, I'm thinking about, and that's such a good podcast. He grew up a Coptic Christian and in a Muslim country. And so he knows the religion, he knows the culture. The best thing that came out of that, the best way that I can think of to explain why some people go, yeah, but they're not all like that. We have neighbors, we have Muslim neighbors that are awesome. They are so nice. They don't believe, they don't, that's not their version of Islam. The analogy he uses is like somebody, especially in the South, everybody kind of calls themselves a Christian. You go to church on Easter and Christmas and you call your.
Hello and welcome back to the Right Side.
You're still fuzzy.
For the second hour. We hope you are doing well. I'm Amy Beth Shaver. She is Allison Sinclair. And he is JP. And we are the Right Side.
Hey, let's refresh.
You want to refresh?
Yeah, see if it gets rid of the fuzziness.
What does that mean?
Okay, now we're back.
Okay, perfect.
Is that clear?
No.
Okay.
It's, you know what? It's where we are. It's the whole day we started off that way. All right, JP, but you said that we have some comments
better. Oh, we're back.
Oh, we're back. Good job,
So
JP.
we just needed a refresh?
I mean, it's still the internet, but refreshing maybe help the internet.
Good job. Good job. Okay, what do we have? What are our friends saying online?
We got, let's see, Brad from Crimestone. He said that, first of all, he says he loves when Amy Beth's exasperated exclamations of Allison. Every time she does it, it makes him laugh. And then he says Wes Allen's favorite place, wherever John Wall's raccoon is, which could be anywhere. So that's why we couldn't nail down just one place.
Rip, Charlie.
We also got a text, unnamed texter, but it says, my family's vacation spot is in Fort Morgan so as to lessen the desire for face punching.
It's true. As you know, we joined you in Fort Morgan, but in May, and it was felt vacant compared to where we usually go.
Where is Fort Morgan?
It's in Gulf Shores, but not. You go down like you're going to Gulf Shores, and the last street on the right before you get into Gulf Shores proper.
And then you take a left.
And then you just drive down the road, Allison.
You know what? I know what your name is. This
What's
new
my
one.
name? What's my name?
Her name's Mildred.
Mildred. I love the name
It's
Mildred.
Mildred.
Well, I think your name needs to be something like, well, I don't know.
It'll come to you.
Well,
It's just you just
Pearl.
Pearl.
Yeah, Mildred and Pearl. What about that? That's pretty good,
You
ain't
sound
it?
a little sling blade-ish.
You know, I think it's the sunny waters I've been drinking.
It's the
that didn't-
microplastics.
It's the microplastics got to my brain.
It'll turn you into somebody else.
You don't know.
Millie.
That's what happens to me, Pearl. You know, you've been gone, and then all of a sudden we get back together again, and we's like children. And we so happy.
Paper towel in the world.
I'm going to stop.
I'm already
I'm
in
stop.
my creases.
I'm stopping. Okay. It's hurting my stomach.
JP, go ahead and eat your snack.
JP, if you could also
I figured
just-
we'll be here for a while.
if you could also get to the peoples on the line, and maybe we can hear from them and help us
You take that.
get our life back together.
Okay.
Oh, we got one more comment here. Once and future on the Twitters, it says live on X/Twitter. It says great to see the ladies of Liberty speaking the truth.
Oh,
That must have been one of our old people.
thank you, old people. I don't know who you are, but I love you.
Who? What was the name?
Did
His name on Twitter was Once and Truth.
Once and Truth. They must have been with us from back in the day.
I know, back in the day. Remember when you were Trixie 2 Chain? I was Dixie, but I can't remember the second part of a rapper name.
Oh, my, you were Dixie 2 Chains, and I was Trixie 2.
Oh, that's right.
Trixie 2
She was Trixie 2
Guess
Wheels.
that's coming in on
of
2
Dixie
wheels
2
every day.
Chain.
Oh my gosh.
Thank you. Bless you.
2
Okay.
Chains.
All right. And scene. Just a little giggle for your day. Because life is hard. Also, it's the South and it's hot. And sometimes it fries your brain. But we're
Some
back.
people that may be watching us, they're so disappointed right now.
You know what? And I like to say, I'm sorry. Come back again tomorrow. Or don't. Because if we're not having fun, what's the point? Because life is heavy. Heavy.
I needed
All right.
this, actually.
You know what? I did too.
I need some
honestly,
more concealer now, but I needed that.
well, at least we can touch up before the podcast that we're doing. All right. So, JP, next on the story list, well, there's actually a couple of things. We're going to put a pause on the Islam situation and back up and talk quickly about Nancy Guthrie and everybody's thoughts on that. Are they ever going to find her killer? Are they ever going to find her body?
Well, we talked about it yesterday, but Allison wasn't here. So I'm curious Allison's thoughts on
Yeah.
the second ransom letter that said she was buried with nature.
Yeah, but then I heard the TMZ guy say that was not true.
Really?
That they were never told that in any ransom letter. But I'm getting this from the beach, so I'm trying to kind of pick up on bits and pieces, but I'm going, if in the second ransom letter that they got right after she went missing, they were told she was buried in nature, what was all the fakery and all the acting and all the let her come home and all the tears? There's no way that actually happened. Because if it did, then that means that the family that was out looking for her was lying.
Yeah, I don't know.
Do you know what I'm saying?
It's an odd situation all the way around.
It's very, very weird. And I don't know if the misinformation is purposeful. If they botched the investigation, or if maybe the family's involved. So now we got to throw all this misinformation out there to confuse everybody even more. I just think she's gone. She probably got eaten in the desert and they'll never find her.
No.
Because wasn't Savannah on the show, the Today Show, crying yesterday saying, basically, we don't have answers. We don't know.
I really don't know. What?
Yeah, she was.
Was she? Okay.
So
I
they
should have asked
don't
my
know
mother-in-law.
what happened.
She could have told me.
Yeah,
It's tragic. It is the desert. She wasn't going to last long. As soon as that pacemaker was disconnected from her cell phone, it's hours, I think. But I also believe that it was probably an accident. I think it was a robbery gone wrong and or an extortion attempt. And then she died. And maybe even she died because of her pacemaker and the medication she did not get. Maybe that was what happened. But I hate it for Savannah Guthrie and the family because it was just so over the top.
Yeah, I think I'm with you. Because watching the videos and following along, they didn't seem like professionals. It was kind of an amateur hour.
Mm-hmm.
They probably just wanted a quick $1,000.
Yeah.
Or they were asking for Bitcoin. They wanted a coin. And then something happened. I know she had to have her medicine. Then they panic. But to be amateur, either the police are really, really not good. The investigators have botched everything. Or maybe there is more to it. I don't know. But they're never finding her.
No. And that's sad. And I hate that for them. Okay. Now.
Do we want to go ahead and talk about the mosque in Birmingham and that whole story?
You read my mind. You read my mind. So we started the show and there was an article that Allison shared on our thread. And it was about the mosque in Birmingham and what it's related to. And this is the part I told you we get to it at 11:30. We're doing hot flash news then. We're doing this now. So fill us in. You may know, we can collab, but this is one of those things, guys, we're going to have to go to the map for. This is what we've been doing our homework about. But what's going on in the article Allison's about to share is something you need to tell everybody about. This is not just an innocent group of people and oh shucks, we're here. This is way more than that. And yes, then it also relates on a macro level to the church and to this idea that we need to love the stranger. But who is the stranger and what do we mean by that? And what is our responsibility when we have thousands of years of history between Christians and Muslims? And we have thousands of years of evidence of what happens between those two groups of people. And it's never good for the Christians. It results in slaughter every single time. So Allison, tell us about the article that somebody sent you.
Well, while I'm doing this, JP, can you pull up, see if you can find some video or some pictures of Iran before the Islamic Revolution? Video would be great. But I think everybody needs a visual of what the difference will be in America. You're watching it happen in England, and it happened in Iran years ago during the revolution, and it is headed our way, and it is purposeful. And that's the thing where it's real easy to say, let's be kind. They can live here as long as they. No. Yesterday on X, I was tagged in a post that actually Tommy Tuberville was tagged in too. And I think he will possibly be talking about this soon because it's one of his platforms and something he's been really passionate about. I think besides him, Tommy Tuberville, Rightside, and 1819 News are the only people that are really talking about this issue. We've been talking about it for years, and actually kind of taken a lot of heat for it. Mm-hmm. But in the montage, the clip that JP played of Governor Abbott in Texas talking about this, what do they call it now? It was Epic City. Now they call it Meadowbrook or something. Basically, the Islamists are setting up their own city, their own government, their own rules, their own laws right in the heart of Texas. Now, what's weird is that Governor Abbott is saying they didn't get building permits. They have their own justice system. They have all these things. He's naming them all, and he's doing absolutely nothing about it. Go bulldoze down the houses. What we're doing is making it so hospitable for them. Everybody is so scared to stand up for what is right and the law. And if you want to make it, I mean, you wouldn't allow any other community group to go do that, to not get building permits. Think about if you wanted to build on an addition to your house.
Oh my gosh.
They would come and shut you down so fast if you didn't have the right permitting. So we're letting them get away with this. What's scary is that Amy Meck
I've got some video of pre-Iran revolution, by the way, whenever you want to get to it.
Oh, yes.
Okay, go ahead and play that.
Here, let me,
Iran, a country brimming with energy, exploding with construction and development, a dynamic state with a thriving capital.
They're wearing shorts. Just go.
Iran today, women even playing soccer, symbol of a radical revolution against deep-rooted taboos, habits, prejudices. Iran, a unique endeavor.
That's really enough. The point is, it looks very much like America in the 70s. They're water skiing. They're in bikinis. They're smoking cigarettes. They're on motorcycles. They're running around town. They're discoing. They're playing soccer. Wake up, people. Look at them now. It is terrifying. And this is what's happening. Amy Meck says that this is a post. Sharia over Alabama law. Birmingham's largest mosque has bound itself to Islamic law and the Muslim Brotherhood Network. So the Birmingham Islamic Society, one of Alabama's biggest and most influential mosques, they adopted in their own constitution. This is what it says. Any activity contrary to or in conflict with the Quran and the Sunnah shall not be permitted. The principle of shura shall be the governing principle. Every decision, membership rule, and activity must conform to Sharia. Men only for certain leaderships, hijab required for sisters, aggravated dogwa, proselytizing is a core mission. Assets and disputes locked into the Muslim Brotherhood system, which means they are creating their own here. The Birmingham Islamic Society is creating their own justice system. If there are disputes within, it goes to the North American Islamic Trust, the same Muslim Brotherhood linked entity repeatedly tied to federal courts to controlling mosque properties across America anyway. Internal disputes that can't be settled locally are routed to external Islamic arbitration, explicitly naming the NAIT, the National Brotherhood. This creates a closed Sharia legal loop that bypasses Alabama courts. Sharia wills override Alabama law. So when someone dies, they go to Sharia law rules. Guardians for minor children must be Muslim and raise them as practicing Sunni Muslims. Burial rules are pure Sharia. No autopsy, no embalming, body in soil, and the way they, anyway, it is this whole subculture here in Birmingham, in Alabama, that usurps Alabama law. It is terrifying. This is the same group that tried to move the Islamic Academy into Meadowbrook Office Park here in Shelby County. And this is happening. It says this is exactly the same network that is going on and is tied to what is happening in Texas. And I don't know what else to say except that they are executing perfectly, strategically, everything they are called to as Islamists. This is not special. This is not unique. This isn't a small group. This is all of them. And they are coming for every single city in America. And what they're doing is strategic. Why they're coming into the South is strategic. Why they are coming into big cities in the North is strategic. They will meet and we will all be taken over. And I'm not even being dramatic. You look at what's happening in New York City, where all of Mamdani, did you all hear the story, the speech that Mamdani,
Yeah.
that Biscuit gave?
After the Knicks won the championship? You talking about that one?
No. The one yesterday. I think we need to replay it.
He
basically says everything that we're talking about. They're ushering in Muslim, Islamist law, rule in America, his religion. He talks about his faith and how it will take over, basically.
Which Teddy Roosevelt, JP, when was Teddy president? 1830?
No, or 1930s.
30s, right? 34. I believe this quote is from 1934. Teddy Roosevelt said, wherever Muslims have had complete sway, wherever the Christians have been unable to resist them by the sword, Christianity ultimately disappeared. This is a group of people that we understand, again, starting with the Crusades in about 1094 AD, really up until modern time. But there was a period of time where the Crusades happened. And every time the Christians lost, they were slaughtered. Jerusalem was taken over. Now, before that, a fool got on Tucker Carlson's podcast and talked about that there were 600 years of peace. That is absolutely not true. There was never any peace between the Muslims and the Christians, ever. The Christians were required to pay a tax, and if they didn't pay the tax, they still killed them. But they killed them anyway. This is documented history. Do your homework. Go buy The Sword and the Scimitar or Defenders of the West by Raymond Ibrahim. Go and listen to Allie Beth Stuckey and her podcast with Raymond Ibrahim from last year. Go and listen to the Just Thinking podcast on political Islam. We do not have an excuse. They are not hiding what they're doing. It's out there in the universe on social media. They don't care. They are praying in the middle of cities because they're telling that city, we will, if we have not already, conquer you. These are people that believe it is okay to marry 9-year-olds. It is okay in England, rape gangs to the tune of 250,000 women, and they say that's underreported. Do you think that's not going to happen here? Do you think it's okay for a man to be able to have 4 wives and beat the crap out of her because she disobeyed him? Have you seen them treat their women like dogs and not be able to go to school or speak? Oh, sure. They use the cover of the Muslim school or this Islamic academy in Homewood and other places around Alabama. Wake up. Wake up. Women have no rights. They are here to take us over. And if we cannot get legislators who will stand up and push back, no churches need to be sold to them. No more land needs to be given. And if they refuse to assimilate, they need to find another place to go. But we have history for thousands of years proving, demonstrating they will and often kill Christians. Their religion is one of domination and subjugation. What are we going to do about it, Alabama? This is not a joke. This is not a test. This is here. Do your homework.
I don't really know what else it will take. JP, I sent you a video if you can cue that up. It's Mom Donnie talking last night after his wins. And the thing is, I sit and as you're talking, Amy Beth, I think, you want to be mad and you want to, which you should, because it's antithetical to America and our country will be destroyed and we will never get it back ever, ever, ever. But the Muslims are just doing what they're told. Mm-hmm. So this really doesn't have to be an emotional. We're not being racist. We're not being religiousist. That's a thing. We're literally telling you what they are called to do in their religion. And any of them that are truthful, which they can lie to you if they want to, will say, yes, that is what we are called to do. That is what Muhammad taught us to do. It is to go into these cities, be kind, be nice, look hospitable, look like you just want whatever, equal treatment. You just want to be a part. You just want to be able to practice. Lie if necessary, and then dominate and subjugate. Every time. It is what they have to do. They know if they came in with swords and spears and guns, they would be taken out. So what they're doing is using their tactic,
Mecca right now,
Mecca, to kind of insert themselves so nicely. Slowly, we're going to take over your city, New York, and we're going to make it look great. We're going to make it look like free food and free housing and free transportation. But as soon as they know they have the numbers, they will switch. You will be subjugated to all their fees and taxes. And if you don't convert, if you aren't taken over, you will be killed. It is coming.
So, they often say, well, look, we, in Israel back in the day, they let the Muslims in. Do you all know that within 11 years, every single Jew was slaughtered? So don't even try to use that with us because we've done our homework. Everything is in history. There is evidence. So if somebody tries to tell you, yes, but they got along with the Jews. No, they did not. And so remember when Mom Donnie made that speech and he chose not to appear at that Jewish parade, which is a citizen, it's your right to appear or not. But see, the rest of the story with that speech a month ago about, I'm thinking back about, and I can't remember what city it was in Israel, but it was the exact place where the Muslims slaughtered between 8 and 11 years, all the Jews. See, that was a part of the speech he left out. That's the real reason why he didn't go to the Jewish parade. Wake up. Do your homework and then be prepared to fight back. This will be the fight of our lives. It will be the fight of our lives. Our first fight as Americans was against the Barbary pirates. That was our first. That's why we fielded a navy or whatever you call it when you're getting a group of people together to fight. But that's why we have our military, was to fight the Barbary pirates. Islamic invaders. This is not going to go away.
JP, I know we are blowing through that break, but can you play this clip real quickly?
The freedom from suffering that Buddhism teaches us is only possible if we remove the three poisons of desire, hatred, and ignorance from our daily lives. We need not accept suffering as unchangeable. We need not treat hatred as the natural state. We have the power to set ourselves free. And I consider my own faith, Islam, a religion built upon a narrative of migration. The story of the Hijrah reminds us that Prophet Muhammad sallallahu alaihi wasallam was a stranger too, who fled Mecca and was welcomed in Medina. Surah An-Nahl 1642 tells us, as for those who immigrated in the cause of Allah after being persecuted, we will surely bless them with a good home in this world. Or as the Prophet Muhammad sallallahu alaihi wasallam said, Islam began as something strange and will go back to being strange. So glad tidings to the strangers. If faith offers us the moral compass to stand alongside the stranger, government can provide the resources. Let us create a new expectation of City Hall, where power is wielded to love, to embrace, and to protect. We will stand with the stranger today.
They're telling you what their plan is. It is to bring in all of their people, for you to accept them, for the government to support them, and then they will take over your country. That is what they are called to do. That is what they have to do based on their books. If they are following Islam to the T, to the books, that is what they do. And the New York City mayor is up there telling you that is what we're doing. He even talked about the Mecca and Medina strategies, and the Mecca and Medina, how we're supposed to welcome them. He doesn't get to what comes next.
And so, church, not all cultures are the same. Not all ideas are valid. We have to apply logic and reason and look at who wants to assimilate and who doesn't, and who has demonstrable history over time before we go talking about the stranger. This is a stranger that we will welcome into our midst, and we will be horrified by the results. So there are many churches who have the international table, and they've partnered with George Soros unwittingly. They were funding the stranger and the table and all these kinds of ministries that were very leftist, very progressive. And now you've got a group of people who should know better when it comes to the stranger. Obviously, we care for the immigrant. This is wholly other. We beg you to do your homework. Again, what Allison said, this is not hyperbolic. This is from their own book. This is from their own words. This is from their own religion. And if you're a moderate Muslim and you don't really practice, it's not any different than somebody says that they are a Christian, but they don't go to church. But see, those moderate Muslims are not allowed to speak out because they will be hurt if they do. You can be killed if you leave Islam. That's what their book says, or their triad of books that they read from. Please do your homework.
I know we got to go to a break, but by the way, I'm almost done with George Washington's Secret Six. I almost finished it.
Really?
I almost finished a whole book in one weekend.
I'm
it's
impressed.
So good. But I think about the founding fathers and the people that literally gave their lives for this country. If they could see what's happening, not a good spot. Not where we intended to be. Just a short 250 years later. Crazy.
I'll just say this too. Somebody's ideology is going to win. So I think Muslims have been here for a long time. Like even when the founding fathers were here, they were just in the extreme minority. So I'm not saying that there can't be, Muslims sprinkled throughout America, but I think the guardrail has to be whenever they start to usurp American law, and whenever they try to become the majority, because there has to be a line somewhere where Christians stand up and say somebody's ideology is going to win, and the reason America has been America for 250 years is because we have been a Christian nation, and we got to stop being gaslit into saying that we weren't, because God is written throughout the entire Declaration of Independence and the Constitution. That was the foundation of why America was made. America was Christianity. So I think where Christians struggle is that they think it's not very loving or accepting. So, well, we should be understanding of other religions and they should be allowed to practice here. There is a line somewhere where you're not going to usurp and change America into something that it's not anymore, because if Muslim rule and Sharia law, kind of like what the mosque in Birmingham was doing, where they usurp actual law and make it Sharia, then that means that America is no longer America. And that's where the line has to be. And if somebody's ideology is going to win, would you rather be the Christian ideology of freedom that made America the greatest country in the world, or have it be Sharia law that has made Iran and has made all of the third world and the Middle East what it is? Which ideology would you prefer to win? The one that has made America great, or Sharia law that you can be a pedophile and have as many wives as you want and beat your wives and do all the insane things that Islam practices? So I think that's the line. And Christians, you don't have to be for slaughtering all Muslims. Like there's the extreme end that's not there. But the line is, we're not going to change America into what you want it to be.
As you're talking real quick, I'm thinking about the election, because I read a statistic that in New York City, the Muslims are only like 9%. That is a huge chunk, actually, if you think about that. Almost 10%. 1 out of 10 people that you see on the streets in New York City are going to be Muslim. That is insane to even say. But you think about how determined and loyal they are. When we talk about voter turnout, you've got 10% of your population that is, they vote together. They have a mission and they are going to complete their mission. So when you watch and see these Muslims winning, it's not so much that 90% of the population is Muslim. It's that the 90% of people that aren't don't go vote.
We had 11% of Alabamians turn out for this runoff.
So as your Muslim population increases, watch the polls. It will make a huge difference. And it could actually make a difference in this general election coming up as well. They're going to get out and they're going to vote against the Republicans. Don't think Doug Jones doesn't probably have a better chance than ever before. As I'm saying it, it's making me nauseous.
Got work to do.
We'll be back. Extreme ideology and that extreme lifestyle. They just are choosing not to be there. So don't let them fool you and say there are different versions of Islam. There aren't. It's just some aren't there. But what we see with this and what's happening in Britain, that is the real Islam. That is the real Muslim religion. Funny enough, as I say Muslim, Charlie in the video, it actually, and he talks about this. He says Muslim in Arabic is actually a slur. It's a derogatory term. So every time we say Muslim, kind of funny, it's like calling them. So I can't remember what it means. Technically, Charlie was right. It's Muslim.
It is Muslim.
Muslim.
And it means surrendered.
But I don't know what we're doing. I don't know why we're playing with this fire, because can you imagine, like, we can read this, girls as young as 5 or 6. That's my niece.
That's almost my granddaughter.
Your niece. That's your granddaughter. That's your sister.
And when the families went for help, the police turned on the families. The police turned on the fathers. The police turned on the girls, and they sided with the Muslim men. Evil, wicked men.
Well, and what they're saying too, what all of Europe, but mainly the UK and the government is saying, is that mean words are worse than that. that mean social media posts, saying mean things that aren't very politically correct. That's way, 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 way worse than raping and torturing little girls. And
because you'll get arrested for
right, you will get thrown in jail for saying mean things about immigrants in the UK. But the rape gangs, like you said, they get protected. And the Henry Novak story, it doesn't have to deal with this particular like rape gangs, but it is such a perfect microcosm into the entire situation because you've got a native of the UK gets stabbed by a Sikh, who the Sikh can have a knife, but Henry can't. And when he's stabbed and bleeding out, the Sikh, to clear himself, oh, we'll just call the police and say he said something racist about me and we'll be in the clear. And they do that. And if you actually hear the call with the police, it is insane because the guy literally just says, hey, we've been called a mean racial slur. The police is like, oh, we're on our way. Like, it was like the worst crime in the world. And as Henry is bleeding out, sorry, mate, you're under arrest because you said something mean, even though you're literally dying and you got stabbed to death by an immigrant who is who's outgunned, even though it's not a gun, but they have more weapons and more rights than you. That is just the perfect microcosm. And I don't know if it's virtue signaling. I don't know if it's just, like the Keir Starmers and the others are just so soft and weak and they believe the lie, or if they're maliciously trying to ruin the UK like they are. Either way is bad. But yeah, whenever you think that words and things that you say on the internet is worse than doing that to actual people, you've lost the plot so bad that it's almost like a crusade-like event has to happen to save England. And it's also funny too, Allison, what you said about the good Muslim thing. Because I had my 5th grade teacher was a Muslim.
a Muslim,
excuse me. And she was one of the best teachers I've ever had. And I remember it was because I was impressionable. 5th grade, how old are you? Like 11, 12, like 10. So I remember it took a little bit of rewiring, or I guess convincing, because ever since then, and that was my only experience with a Muslim, and it was great. And so I could not grasp, that it took a while for me to figure that out, I guess, because I guess like what you said, Allison, maybe she wasn't to the book. I mean, she wore a head covering every day. So maybe she wasn't to the book of what it actually was. But that's sort of the argument that people use to gaslight you, I guess. But yet Christians don't get that benefit of the doubt. Every single Christian is a hateful homophobe, Christian nationalist. But not all Muslims are like that. It's just funny how they spin it like that. But
it is. What we're reading about is where, like Allison said, it's going to end up. This is where it always ends up. This is not a mistake. I'm doing my deep dive. I read Ravished Armenia that Larry Taunton recommended. Do your homework and look at England, pray for England, but also we must be prepared here, because right now we are being the Mecca strategy is being used on us. Medina's coming next. And so Keir Starmer is a useful idiot. He is an apparatchik for them until he no longer suits their purposes. Read their books. This is what they say. Either you convert or you die. This is what they say. They give you a time where you're not dead, but this is what their own book says. When are we going to take that seriously?
Well, you don't have to convert. You just have to pay them and live in submission.
You can pay a tax and live in submission and be treated like a dog, because ultimately that is where the treatment will go. Look, reading the book I'm reading right now and listening to Raymond on another podcast, that's where that goes.
Yeah.
It never goes well. There might be a little honeymoon time of peace, but if they're followers of... Hello and welcome back, you guys. Thanks for sticking with us today. We've been all over the place. We've loved hearing from you and the conversations we've had. Right now, though, because we need levity in our lives, it's time for Hot Flash News.
Excuse me.
Did y'all see that End Wokeness, the X account, they were doing what was your favorite moment from COVID?
No.
And somebody said it was Kay Ivy's burp heard around the world.
No. I didn't even know that that's where it came from.
Yeah, it was during a COVID press conference. But the thing is, when he retweeted it, it sounded just like that. So does everybody have the amplified version, or did she really burp like
No,
that?
she did not really burp like that. I've seen the real version. It's funny though, because nobody thinks that that's the nobody cares anymore.
You know,
she still burped.
Yeah, she burped, but not quite like that.
Look, we've had a little fun with the burp. Okay, it's a hot mic.
She's famous.
You would want to make fun of us too if it were us.
Well, End Wokeness brought it back. It's
That's
everywhere.
funny.
Laura Ingraham is reporting. There's a news clip, and Abs and I have been talking about this for years. And JP, I don't know if you remember pencil and paper.
Yeah.
Do you know how to use a pencil and paper?
I do.
Do you know
I
how
prefer to use pencil and paper sometimes.
But in school, so apparently schools are bringing back pencil and paper and old-fashioned books. Apparently, students learn better that way.
What?
Who knew?
Shock.
Did you have pencil and paper? Or did you just have a Chromebook?
I had pencil and paper up until about 4th or 5th grade.
Man.
I remember the day they brought Chromebooks in.
Did you learn how to write in cursive?
Yep, in 2nd grade.
Because a lot of kids today have no idea how to write in cursive.
My sister didn't know. She was only 2 years behind me. So I think I was one of the last ones that did that with.
Wow.
I'm for it.
Absolutely for it. Also, apparently, looking down at your Chromebook all day is giving young kids neck problems. So there's that.
And there's a study, the first study that came out that said officially kids are stupider than their parents.
I saw that study.
Their brains are...
Isn't it like 10 years behind?
Yes.
Like it's a massive difference.
And we all feel it. We all, as parents, we know
it.
We look at our kids and we're like,
you don't.
I'm sorry.
It's okay.
Not you, JP. Never you.
No. And not our kids.
I'm sure there's
in
moments.
general.
So I have not read, and I need to dig into this housing bill that passed the Senate and the House. There's not a lot good coming out of it, but I'm curious your thoughts. Apparently, it's an Elizabeth Warren AOC bill. Okay, this is interesting. The Senate voted on it. Tommy Tuberville voted against it. There were only 5 Republicans that voted against it, like Mike Lee, Tuberville, Rand Paul. I can't remember. Okay, so it passes the Senate, though, goes to the House. 32 House Republicans voted against it. The only one from Alabama that voted against this housing bill was Barry Moore. But on the list are all of our other favorites. So I'm sorry, I've got to go with these 32 Republicans. Brandon Gill, Ralph Norman, Scott Perry, Tim Burchett, Anna Paulina Luna. I do not know what is in this housing bill, but it's not good. And I think it's more like government housing for
you got it? Okay.
Inner city. But let me finish. It was headed to Trump's desk. Trump put out a tweet this morning and said he was not signing the housing bill that passed both chambers until the Save America Act was passed.
Oh.
Which means it tells me that the reports that it's really a Democrat bill are kind of true. Because he needs some of these Democrats and squishy Republicans to switch and come through on the Save America Act. And he's holding it hostage. So I don't know what's in this bill. It seems like he was kind of like, okay, I'll give you this. Nope, not doing it anymore. What did you find, JP?
So this is according to Grok. Here's some of the details. Streamlining permitting, zoning, and environmental reviews for faster construction, incentives and grants for localities that increase housing production, restricting large institutional investors. So it limits corporate Wall Street purchases of single family homes to free up inventory for individual buyers, modernizing programs and updates to affordable housing rules, rural housing and manufactured housing loans, veterans housing, and conversions of vacant buildings / offices into homes. It also includes banking tweaks to support community lending for housing And then the last detail in here is cutting red tapes and costs, more local flexibility, reduced federal requirements, and support for innovative building practices. It says lawmakers from both parties praise it as a rare win, but overall it's viewed as a pragmatic step rather than a complete fix. Housing challenges involve local zoning and other factors too.
So it seems to be one of those that sounds good, but could have some negative consequences, like low income housing kind of thing. You're giving loans instead of planned building. It sounds like it might just kind of be willy-nilly. I know there was something in there for Talib, like $200 million for some sort of project. Tim Burchett was talking about it. So we need to dig into it, but I think it's interesting that President Trump is kind of holding it hostage now.
I do appreciate that he is holding it hostage.
So then neither will get passed.
Yes.
Yep.
Which,
hey, Dems and Republicans, you want this? Watch me.
Okay.
The Trump administration has proposed sharply increasing the cost of becoming a U.S. citizen.
by how much?
How much do you think it costs to become a U.S. citizen now?
Oh, I have no idea.
Okay, so I don't know, but I don't even understand the steps that you have to take. I just know it takes about 7 years.
So this is the naturalization process. How much do you think it costs to become a naturalized citizen once you're allowed to go through the process?
$10,000.
Okay. If it's $10,000, what does the sharp increase look like?
$100,000.
Okay.
I have no idea, but I'm going to say like $5,000 right now. And then the increase is probably going to go to like $10,000. It's probably not going to be a big increase.
Under the proposal, naturalization fees would rise from $760
What?
to $1,330 for paper applications,
Come on.
and from $710 to $1,280 for online filings, while reduced rates for lower income applicants would be eliminated.
Stop. It really doesn't cost that much money. So all these people who are here illegally won't just do that. Is that
Sharp increase. Take this. It's going to cost you $1,000 to become American.
I thought our citizenship was worth more than that.
And
I am thankful for the people willing to go through the process.
lower income applicants would have their rates reduced and eliminated. What the hell, county?
It is what the hell County Wednesday.
It is.
I had no idea. I'm embarrassed to tell you. I didn't know.
Well,
Now
it's
we all
cheap,
know. It's cheap.
but Trump's going to make it really expensive.
Was that from like MSN or something?
That was the Calvin Coolidge.
Silent Cal.
JP, you probably followed this more. I saw there was one Supreme Court ruling that wasn't great, but then the federal court allows ICE to expand expedited deportations nationwide. Weren't there two rulings? Something that came out from the Supreme Court and something that in this federal court. This all happened kind of quickly yesterday. It's like one was good, one was bad. Are we still deporting?
Let's look up the latest deportation numbers. Shall we?
We shall.
Y'all keep pontificating while I look at this now. It's just silent.
So it seemed that there was conflicting information coming from the Supreme Court and this federal court. I'm not sure where we land on ICE and immigration rules and naturalization, all that, but it will surely be in the news quite a bit in the days to come. It matters, especially as we're looking at almost 10% of New York City being Muslim. It matters because of the fraud. It matters because of the Save America Act. What's the latest on that? I mean, why this renewed?
I don't know, except Trump probably sees it as an opportunity to hold the Democrats hostage. So now everybody's like, we've got to pass it. And you won't get this unless you do that. But I don't know why it's renewed.
And I wonder if the filibuster is still coming in. I had this thought on the filibuster. Y'all stick with me.
Okay.
While JP is typing cap.
Okay.
Okay. Abs.
Yes, ma'am.
We have 53 Republicans in the Senate, correct?
Correct.
Okay. Well, 4 of those are squishes. Generally vote for the Democrats. And not only that, there was like a Save America fake vote. I don't know what it was. And those 4 voted against it. Okay. So that would put us at 49.
Okay. Yes, that's correct.
JD Vance doesn't come in unless there's a tie. So even if we abolish the filibuster to pass the Save America Act, we have 4 Republicans that have said they will not vote with it. So my thinking is we would abolish the filibuster, lower the voting threshold, still not get the Save America Act, but then those 4 Republicans could go and vote with Democrats to cram stuff through, and we wouldn't have a filibuster. Is anybody following what I'm saying? Do you see what I'm saying?
It's not great news. Right?
No, that's not good. No. Because even if everybody's like, abolish the filibuster. Okay, even if we abolish the filibuster, there's no guarantee that the Save America Act would pass. And then you're left exposed with no filibuster and 4 Republicans that are really Democrats.
Okay. Leave it to us to cut things close, not have a chance. Leave it to us.
By the way, according to TRAC Immigration, which is the Transactional Records Access Clearinghouse, it says through May of 2026, immigration judges have ordered the deportation or voluntary departure of just over 466,000 immigrants.
That's it?
Yeah, that's it.
That's it?
Mm-hmm.
What happened to the millions and millions? Now, I will say, I guess the border's closed, so hopefully they're not coming in.
Yeah, they're not coming in, but we got 10 million here, at least.
Well, we do. And then we also have to worry about our northern border. Do you remember years ago we talked about it on our old show? And we don't much talk about that. That's an issue. So I don't like it when things disappear from the news that we really care about. And that's one thing that just kind of went away. You notice that?
Tom Homan, where has he been?
Not sure. Or are we just trying to get through the midterms and then you're going to ramp it back up again? Thank you.
Yeah, I don't know. Because I think passing the Save America Act is great. But we clearly have set an example that we know how to cheat really well. So we could still, if all the illegals are still here, there's still a lot of people that can cheat, even around the Save America Act. So let's get rid of them and pass the Save America Act. It's kind of like with your budget. If you're trying to have more money, you got to cut costs and increase revenue. Generally, it doesn't work out if you don't do both.
Right.
I think we need more.
How did you do that? Is that a button?
Mm-hmm.
So happy. Where has that button been the whole time?
Did y'all see Vanilla
Right there.
Ice say, did I say this last week? Did I tell y'all this? He said, wait, we didn't do the 250.
We didn't. We didn't.
Are we not doing it?
What?
The 250.
Next week.
Oh, is it next week?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay. I thought maybe it happened while I was celebrating Juneteenth.
No.
He said he was going to do the concert, that his mom was so excited and there was no way he was going to let his mom down.
Isn't that sweet?
Huh.
He's a good dude. I watched that interview and I was impressed. Also, because that was the song of high school. So, all right. I have a quick question because I don't know if it's in Hot Flash News.
Oh, I kind of forgot we were on Hot Flash News.
But James Talarico, real quick, says he's a Christian who hates Christianity.
I think I may have lost my mind because I started going, well, I kind of see what he's saying.
But
there's no, I mean, do you think he was,
Oh, real quick. Let's just replay the clip here.
Yeah, and that's, I always think of myself as a Christian who hates Christianity, right? And like I always get drawn back into it.
Yeah, never mind. I don't really have any.
I think I know exactly what he was saying. I love the idea of Christianity, but the whole like sacrifice and the whole dying to yourself and the whole sin part of it and the whole I can't just do whatever I want. I really just don't like that part of it. But I like conveniently calling myself a Christian because then I can gaslight actual Christians and be loving, and then think people can do whatever they want and win people over. And you can't win an election not being a Christian.
Faker. That's what I want to say to him. Sure. Okay. So Christianity, some parts of it, but like if it's you're a true follower of Christ and you're involved in the church, then you love your people, but maybe sometimes we get on each other's nerves. Okay. I get that part. Or the Pharisees, they're annoying. Like you all know friends that are legalistic and get on your nerves, but for James Talarico to call himself a Christian is awfully brave based on the things he says he believes that has nothing to do with the Bible. So be careful, James Talarico, that you don't get yourself smited. How about that?
Hell is hot.
It's very hot.
How about that?
Like I took it as kind of what you were saying, how people will say, I'm a Christian, but I just hate religion or whatever. They hate like the organized, kind of the pharisaical religion part. But there's no excuse for him. There's just none. But don't worry, you're not a Christian.
Yeah. I don't know if anybody's told you.
I can pretty confidently say that. I think.
Yeah. You don't. You've gone outside. You have audaciously gone outside the bounds of what the Bible says that we are to be submitted and do, and you do not do any of those things. So, and you give license to the things that the Bible says absolutely do not do in Romans 1. So,
good luck with all that.
Yeah. Good luck, James. Jamie.
And your fake girlfriend, too.
Wow. Bless his heart. And that Opie hair he's got going on.
She's really pretty, though.
Is she?
Yeah, she's kind of hot.
I bet she's a babe.
Yeah.
It's convenient.
She just lives with her gay best friend. It works.
Just
go on with
probably
yourself.
like half of Hollywood.
Yeah. Oh, I was about
That's all. That's all.
to drop some other news, but
She's going to tell us that off the air. Right, Sinclair?
Yep.
Okay, thanks. Okay.
Would you rather steam out of your ears when you're mad or bark like a dog when you're excited?
Steam out of my ears. Because my children probably say they could have already seen it when they were little.
Yeah, I'd say steam out of my ears for sure.
You want to bark or steam?
Because she would constantly bark. So
I was going to say, I better steam. This would be loud. It'd be so loud. Oh, we all took personality tests last night at home.
Which personality test?
It's the Myers-Briggs.
Oh, yeah.
It's
What were
16
you?
personalities.
ENFJ, what were you?
I was a defender. I was a real pain in the butt.
what's a defender?
But
what was your letters?
Oh no, I was a debater. I don't know.
You were an ENFJ.
I was something.
ENTP.
And it was I think that's what it was. I was. But I want y'all to take it.
I've already taken it.
Can we do it? Can we do a show? Can we do a segment on it?
I'll go find my results.
Yeah, I've never taken that Myers.
It's a great one. It's like a really good one to take. Chris and I took it before we got married. It's very helpful. And then I took it again because all those fun ones online you can take that are the same but abbreviated.
What color dog are you?
Yeah. And then anyway, I love the Myers-Briggs.
All right. I'm going to send it to you, JP.
Okay.
You do it tonight. We're going to talk about it tomorrow.
Sweet.
Okay.
We're going to analyze each other's brains.
Okay.
And I'm going to go pick up your lunch so JP can bounce back. He's had a rough day.
I have?
He doesn't feel
Yeah,
good.
he
What are you talking
doesn't feel
about?
good.
We're going to take
You're
care
over
of
there
you.
yawning.
Sorry, I've just been stuffed up today.
You've been stuffy.
But we love you.
We had fun. I'm so glad to be back.
We're so glad you're back.
And I'll be back tomorrow.
Good.
Okay.
Okay.
So see y'all then.